Alright, hello and welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, the team that early on in the season, I made a video saying, are the Los Angeles Lakers good? And people did not like what I had to say. They were like, oh, LeBron James is getting old. He's going to be washed. He's going to be this and that. And I talked about how JJ Redick is a good head coach. You can see it in the difference in the offense. The way that he's controlling the locker room early on and the leadership I really adored. And of course, again, people still had stuff to say. So as the season progressed, Lakers had their ups and downs, definitely had their ups and downs. And they showed signs of, okay, this team could be solid. And then, okay, this team can be whatever. With the addition of Luka Doncic, things have changed clearly in their mindset. So they added Mark Williams. On top of before that, they did add Dorian Finney-Smith. And I got to say, this Laker team, they're good. Say what you want. The haters are going to hate. People are going to talk a lot of stuff. Although I will say this, if there's any haters in this video, you should know to feed your fuel, because I do want to keep it transparent. I'm also a Laker fan, so just to keep transparency, maybe you think I'm biased, maybe you think I'm a homer, but at 30-19, the Lakers are 11 games above 500. They're winning games right now without Luka Doncic. They just beat the Warriors. They just beat the Clippers. They beat the Knicks. Wizards, of course, they beat. And then the Sixers loss was when they lost Anthony Davis in the first quarter. Are the Los Angeles Lakers good? What makes them good? Well, for starters, if you hear a baby in the background, that's my daughter. Okay, at point guard, we have Luka Doncic. Forward, Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, Vando, center, Jackson Hayes and Mark Williams, Bronny James, guard, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, Christian Koloko as a backup. At forwards, we have Christian Wood, who hasn't touched the court in ages, Markieff Morris, who's probably not going to get minutes, and then Maxi Kleber, who's probably going to be out for the season. But what makes this team so special? At the heart and soul of the Los Angeles Lakers since he's arrived is LeBron James, the GOAT. If you think it's Jordan, you think it's Jordan. If you think it's someone else, you think it's someone else. But for me, it's LeBron James, so I'm just going to call him the GOAT like a lot of people do. You have the GOAT at the heart and center. And when Dorian Finney-Smith came here, added another 3-and-D wing versatility along with Rui, who's not the best defender, but he's been really, really coming along offensively, having some pretty big outings. And then you have a huge centerpiece right now in Austin Reeves, who's able to play make, who's able to low-key have these pretty nice rebounding games of 5, 6, 7 rebounds, and then who's also a really, really solid scorer. This team has come along also with more role players, and Gabe Vincent really playing well lately. Vando having a lot of defense added to this rotation as well is a really big deal. Those two coming along playing much better is huge for this team. And then of course, adding Luka. Something that people talked about with this Lakers squad going into the film room is what I'm just going to call this, because for all intents and purposes, this is all that it's about. Talking about the defense of the squad, everyone's saying how bad their defense has been, how bad it's going to be. And early in the season, people were also talking about how bad it's been. But looking at this play is really just a sign of how far things have come. And defense, first and foremost, is effort more than it is anything else. And when you have guys who are bought in and locked in, it changes everything. Going into this play, we have Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura back here, who are known to be flawed defenders. This is not good. These two are very flawed defenders, but they're bought in. Jackson Hayes running right down, Dorian Finney-Smith watching Curry, but watching Podziemski just in case Curry wants to swing it out. And AR not afraid to get into him. Getting into him, Curry makes a great move, and this is all hustle, all heart right here. Great play by Jackson Hayes. Block. Boom. Tipped out. Good hustle by Podziemski. But you just have to appreciate that kind of effort. And that's what the Lakers have been doing. It's not just one player right now who's really, really shining bright. The whole roster is playing much more tough, much more competitively, and they are locked in. Watching a interview from Gabe Vincent, he said the same thing. We're locked in right now, and when we're locked in, we're able to perform a lot better. So proof is in the pudding. And this isn't the only play. They have been locking up players like Cap recently. They ended up doing a a lot of harm towards Curry's shooting percentage in this game in particular, making his life a lot more difficult. I mean, he had 32, but he shot really poorly. So this Lakers team, like I said, doing a lot better. James Harden, Kawhi Leonard recently as well didn't have good games at all against the Lakers. We have Curry getting a double screen, Buddy Hield, and I think Quentin Post is this player's name real quick. Anyway, AR coming across the screen, looking to get across to Curry. Jackson Hayes playing back. Rui playing tight on Podes because Podes can hit the corner three. And then, of course, Bron's kind of chilling right in this area, around the paint area. Just in case Draymond got that corner three, he can help. But if anyone comes across here, Bron can easily come across for help side. Anyway, watching this play unfold, Curry gets the double screen. Curry runs left. Great hedge by Jackson Hayes because he's there on the drive, and AR can be here on the closeout. And Dorian Finney-Smith, again, is right here on anything with Buddy Hield because he can shoot the ball. Curry comes across, sees he has a lane here, but Rui stepped in. The reason why it's important that Rui steps in is because if Jackson Hayes has to commit to Curry because he has a step on Reeves, Dorian would have to commit to the player across right here, which would mean Rui would have to either go out to Buddy Hield or to Podes. But also another important thing, and this is why we call it defensive rotations, is if Curry swung it out to Hield, Rui would come across right here to the forward in Quentin Post. So Rui's in a great spot, Dorian's in a great spot, Jackson Hayes is in a great spot, and Austin Reeves is trying to recover immediately. But then again, if Curry just dives right here left, LeBron's right here, and you're okay with giving up a Draymond corner three. So as the play goes on, Curry recognizes, okay, Jackson Hayes really has bit hard. Buddy Hield's kind of hanging back because Dorian's, more leaning towards Quentin Post. And I believe that's his name. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm positive that's his name. And then again, Rui is in a spot where he can really just kind of cut off Podes, but then he could also help out with that cutter. So Curry says, okay, they're really diving on me. Makes a pass to Dorian Finney-Smith. Boom, good hands. That's a great defensive possession. That's everyone aware of where they're supposed to be. That is effort. That is what you ask of a team that really, on paper, should not be good defensively. They should not be good defensively. We already know offensively they've been rolling because of LeBron and Austin Reeves and Rui have been stepping up, and honestly, everyone's been stepping up. Jackson Hayes getting 10 points here and there. Dorian Finney-Smith being locked down on 41% three-point shooter. Gabe Vincent been playing a lot better lately. Vando with the hustle on the putbacks. Like, this team is locked right now. So this right here defensively is literally what you want to see. This is the kind of stuff Austin Reeves can do. LeBron swings it out. Ball's right here going to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves gets it and says, okay, it's time for me to cook. Nice pump fake. Podes bites. Guess what? Austin Reeves is going in. Great playmaking. Great finish right here to Jackson Hayes. And for whatever reason, if he was blocked off, Dorian Finney-Smith right here is here for the corner three. Simple stuff, but that's what you're going to get with Austin Reeves. You're going to get a legitimate playmaker, and that is a play made. Great finish. So this highlight is more so a highlight than actually showing why it seems so good, but it's also a highlight as to show why the Lakers are always going to be a threat as long as you have LeBron James. Like, I don't care what anyone says. A healthy LeBron James just changes everything, even at 40 years old. And this really just shows off his greatness. I mean, you got a player dribbling up, just pulling up damn near at half court. I mean, dude, that is obviously a logo shot, heat check, and LeBron is just, well, he's LeBron. Boom. Is that something that's going to happen all the time? No, but it really goes to show a player's greatness and his confidence in himself. And if you add Luka to that, it is a problem for any team in the league. Now, am I saying the Lakers are the best team? No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, if you have a player of LeBron's caliber who at any given moment can just take over, on top of Luka, who at any given moment can just take over, on top of the defense that they've been putting out, where they're just locked in and they're believing in each other, they have trust in each other, then you just don't know how this can unfold. They're a problem. They're a threat. No matter what old head says what person that hates on the Lakers says what, again, they're a problem. They're 30-19. They're not a bad team. The people that were saying they're a bad team, obviously they're not. They're proven wrong. Barring any injury, this team is going to make noise. I'm excited for what's to come. Talked about it early in the season, like I mentioned in the video. And as the season progresses, we've seen how much JJ Redick has had an impact on this team. Seriously, JJ Redick has been phenomenal. It's been amazing. And Rob Pelinka, obviously, with the trades he's made. If Mark Williams can be healthy, oh my God, it's going to be scary. This right here is a nice offensive set that really just relies more so on a two-man game. And I love this play because it does show adjustment to the two-man game. Let's watch closely here. Dorian's going to set a screen on Y. LeBron's going to come out to the left side or to the right side. And Jackson Hayes right here, ball middle man. This is a lot of what Sabonis does in Sacramento. Really kind of just have the ball in this area and do these handoff plays. So Jackson Hayes, handoff, no. Norman Powell, great defense. So what happens when someone shuts that down? The best part here is LeBron's IQ and Jackson Hayes' willingness to say, okay, let's find a way. Let's find a way. So Jackson Hayes gets it across and then resets with a screen right here. And by the way, what I really appreciate about this play is that there is a second option, by the way. So over here, let's go back a little bit. You have Rui setting a screen on Harden. Look at this right here. You have Rui setting a screen on Harden just in case AR can get the three. Nothing transpires there, but there's much more going on than meets the eye. This is a backup option. Again, it's not being used. That's what great teams do. You have to always have more than one option. And when the ball is in LeBron's hand, well, countless options are made available. It reminds you of like Doctor Strange, where he's just looking in the future and seeing like what's going to work best. And honestly, like that's been LeBron's game since day one. He's always been a playmaker before a scorer. And getting the ball back here, great adjustment by Jackson Hayes saying, okay, let's reset. Let's set the screen right here. Now you're just sticking on that two-man game. Zubac's going to have to help out. Has to help out. Harden's laziness says, I don't know what to do, because then if I commit to Jackson Hayes, Rui's going to be wide open. Then Derek Jones can come to Rui, and Rui can pass out to Reeves for the open three. Or if Derek Jones doesn't come out to Rui Hachimura, Rui just can take that three himself. So there's a lot going on, and even just a small play. But LeBron just says, you know what? The size of Derek Jones and the size of James Harden, I trust Jackson Hayes. Let's do this. Boom. Nice pass. You could be thinking, well, why doesn't Kawhi Leonard, who's a much better defender, come out? Dorian Finney-Smith is shooting 41% from three. You don't not want to leave that corner wide open three to Dorian. You just don't want to do it. And look what happens. Beautiful finish. Beautiful. And one for Jackson Hayes. So that's a great play that's set up by LeBron. But it's a phenomenal offensive set because you're really relying on LeBron's IQ and forcing the other team to really compete with a man who has options right here. When you put two on him, LeBron's going to find the open man. And like I said, even if James were to commit to Jackson, you don't think LeBron's going to get it to Rui? If Derrick Henry hard commits to Jackson, sorry, did I say Derrick Henry? Derrick Jones. I'm thinking of WWE because the Royal Rumble just happened and I didn't even watch it, but my cousin told me about it. Anyway, Derrick Jones, if he committed, Austin Reeves is in the corner ready to go. So it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with for a defense when you have LeBron, two guys on him. He's going to find the open guy. He's just that good. And it's going to be scarier when Luke is here. I'm telling you that right now. Everyone knows that. It's going to be scarier when Luke is here. So this team, man, super locked in. How are the Lakers so good? Defensive effort right now is 10 out of 10. Offensively, when the ball's in LeBron's hand, he can do any kind of playmaking. I showed you the playmaking of Austin Reeves. The one thing I didn't do is outright show you the scoring ability of Austin Reeves. But if you haven't watched Lakers basketball, I don't know what to tell you. The guy can score. He just prefers to be a playmaker. Yeah, that's his desired option. Whether it's playmaking to LeBron or playmaking to Rui or Gabe or Jackson and adding Luka. Oh, LeBron's going to play a little bit more off ball. The ball's going to be in Luka's hand a lot. The ball's going to be in Austin Reeves' hand a lot still. And this team is going to just be a headache to deal with. And offensively, like I said, if you're locked in, first and foremost, defense is effort. Like, that is the first and most important thing about defense is effort. If you are giving what you have, you don't need to be the most athletic to be a decent defender. Like, if you're Luka, are you going to be the best friend in the world? No, you just don't have the build for it. You're not built like a Amen Thompson, naturally. But you can still play good defense if you yourself try really hard, because laterally, you got to be willing to move. You got to be willing to get into someone. You got to be willing to take some charges. That is effort. You don't need athleticism for what I just described. That is effort. So this Lakers team playing a lot better. I really am excited. Let me know what you guys think. For the haters, they were saying stuff early in the season. Your life has been made a little bit harder now because this team's definitely good. Am I saying they're going to win the championship? No. Am I saying they're going to make some noise? Yeah, I think they are. I really think they are. Bearing injury, of course, because that changes everything. Let me know what you guys think. As always, I greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Probably took it a little bit too fast. Feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to helping the channel. As always, this is I'll Even Different. I'll Even Different. And we out.